The war was over, cannons had gone quiet. The Confederacy had fallen. Across Mississippi, newly freed black families searched the horizon, trying to understand what the word freedom would truly mean. Some looked for lost relatives. Some tested the sound of their own last names. Some simply stood still, breathing air that no one could legally sell anymore. But freedom is a dangerous thing to men who build their wealth on ownership, so before hope could even settle into the ground, Mississippi moved, not with chains, with ink. In late 1865, lawmakers rushed together to build a new order. Slavery had been destroyed by the 13th Amendment, but power had not. Control had not. And they intended to keep both. They called the new system the Black Codes. On the surface, it read like ordinary law, rules about work, behavior, public order. Underneath, it was bondage rewritten. The centerpiece of the plan was something called vagrancy. If a black person could not prove they were employed, they could be arrested. No job contract. No white sponsor. Then freedom itself became suspicious. Walking a road could mean jail, looking for family could mean jail, trying to choose your own future could mean jail, and jail was only the beginning, because once arrested, a fine would come, larger than most freed people could ever pay, and if the fine could not be paid, the state would rent you out. Plantations. Farms. Timber camps. Railroads. The auction block had changed locations, but it had not disappeared. Mississippi had found a way to turn a free citizen into a criminal, and then into a laborer. In a matter of hours, night began to feel familiar again. Whispers spread about sheriffs with papers, about men taken away, about freedom that vanished as quickly as it arrived. The whip had not returned, it had evolved, and this was only the beginning. Adults were not the only targets. Courts claimed black children needed supervision and discipline. So sons and daughters were seized from their parents and placed into apprenticeships, very often with the same families who had enslaved them before emancipation. The law called it protection, families called it theft. Workers who signed labor contracts found themselves trapped. If they fled abuse, they could be hunted down and forced back. Wages might never appear. Permission was needed to move. The right to defend oneself was tightly restricted. Mississippi had lost the war, but in courtrooms and county offices, a new victory was being assembled. The brilliance of the cruelty was simple. Take a free person, rename them a lawbreaker, sell their labor. Again, news of these practices crept north. Reports described a freedom that existed in speeches but collapsed in the fields. Outrage grew. It helped trigger Reconstruction, federal troops, civil rights legislation, new constitutional amendments promising citizenship and equal protection. But even those powerful promises arrived after damage had already been done.